I have close to a decade in corporate experience in a Fortune 500 company. And even though I started off incredibly fit and incredibly healthy, the corporate journey broke me. It made me put on pounds, kilos, all the weight, put on fat, and I just wasn't my best self. Despite the person I came into corporate as, it defeated me. And if this happened to me, it can more than likely happen to you. And that's why you're here. You want to burn that fat. You want to get rid of that office weight because the office weight is no joke, right? So, how do you go about burning that office weight? And how did I do it to drop over 10 kilos in 90 days, be my best self, have my highest amount of energy I've ever had, and just be fit and healthy and still continue to dominate my corporate career? What was the secret? There is no secret, but the number one thing I got to tell you that you need to do to drop the office weight once and for all is to implement a system. You need a system, just like anything at work, right? You don't just do random tasks on a project and, hope for the best and everything. No, you have a system that you plug and play that tells you what to do, when to do it. It's almost like a plan, but the main thing is it fits into your schedule because you got so much going on. I know, I'm the same. Meetings, clients, family commitments, just relaxing and having time for yourself and socializing. There's so much going on. You don't have time to do what the bodybuilders do. You don't have time to do what professional athletes do. You don't have time to do what 20-year-olds who have no job do all day in the gym. You don't there's what are you doing that for? You don't have the same time. You don't have that. So let me show you the exact system that you need to implement, right? So the system comprises of four different areas, right? So you have mindset mastery, the executive fuel system, you have high intensity training, and then you have the 24/7 PT in your pocket. You need all of these in order to get the results that you want. Now, what are each of these? I want to cover them a very, very high level. Okay. So mindset mastery is all about you need to understand what you want to do, and then you need to become the person in your head that has already achieved it. What I mean by that is what I mean by that is very simple, right? You need to believe that you already achieved your goal. You need to constantly tell you that. You need to constantly tell yourself that in your mind, right? Because if you don't tell yourself that, you're just going to identify as the person that you are right now, which doesn't have the results you want. You haven't lost that 10 kilos. You're not your fittest self, right? You've still got the office weight. You need to put that to the side. You need to get rid of it, right? Drop it. You need to do this. In order to do this, you need to constantly tell yourself every day, I've already achieved my goal. Isn't it amazing that I've achieved my goal? I'm happy I've achieved my goal. And do that before you work out, before you do anything. And you're going to start to make better decisions as that version of you. Next, you need to focus on your nutrition. Follow the plate method. Please, please, please follow the plate method. Stop counting calories. A very high level is 75% of your plate should be protein, 25% of your plate should be carbs. As many meals as you're eating today, keep as you're eating currently right now per day, keep it the same plate for every meal, and do not scoop it very high. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do, and just keep it the same, right? That way, no matter what food you're eating, you know that you've got the rough portion control there, and then as your weight goes up or down, you know whether to increase or decrease the volume. It's as simple as that. So much better than counting calories. You don't have time for that. It works, but are you going to stick to it? No, not really. And neither have hundreds of other men who have worked with me. They were never able to stick to it. Next is very simple. Your high intensity training protocol. You can go to the gym, you can do anything, but you don't have a lot of time. And if you don't have a lot of time in the gym, you need to make sure that your intensity is pretty high. It doesn't mean you have to push yourself till you're going to pass out or do crazy CrossFit workouts or anything like that. Believe me, I've been there and I've done it. It is an option. But unless you're crazy like me, you probably don't want to do it, right? So what you need to do is, let's say you're doing 45 minutes in the gym. If you haven't worked out in a while, maybe you do 15 minutes at home. It doesn't matter. But what you do with the time is very important. You pick a couple of exercises, compound exercises, maybe bodyweight squats or barbell squats. If you're in the gym, bench press. If you're at home, push-ups. You pick that, the simplest ones you can do, and you just start doing something. You rest for around a minute and a half, and then you do another set for the total time period of that day. For example, if you're working out at home and you've only got 15 minutes, right? All you need to be doing is you pick squats, push-ups, and maybe Supermans, right? Great back exercise. You do one set each, rest 1 minute 30 in between. That's going to take you less than 15 minutes. But if you build that habit up over time, you can then start to increase to 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because it's not going to work just like anything if you don't build the habit first, right? So it's that simple. And you want to push yourself to a point in that set where you maybe had 1 or 2 reps left maximum. You don't want to not be tired when you're finished the exercise. You're probably sweating, maybe breathing a bit heavy. You know, it needs to be like that. It can't just be, oh, that was easy, and you're having a chat and you're talking to someone while you're doing your squats. That means you weren't working hard enough. You're not going to see the results. Now, the final thing that brings us all together is a 24/7 PT in your pocket. You need a manager. You need someone to help keep you accountable. This isn't a journey you could do by yourself. If it was, you would have done it by now. You need someone in your corner to help you. That's why you're here. You're looking for help. You're looking for advice. You're looking for something to work because you've tried everything and it hasn't worked for you. And the number one thing that's going to help you is having someone in your corner to point you in the right direction, help answer your questions, because time is a very valuable resource for high performing men like us. And you should value it even more by willing to invest in someone, invest in a process, invest in something to help you achieve your goals without having to waste your time. You can spend money, you can do both, you can do a little of both. It's as simple as that. And having someone in your corner really helps. Now, I've helped so many men. I was about to say over 100. I've helped well over 100 men, just like you, transform their lives in 90 days and set them up for life, right? Their energy improved. They drop that office weight. They just feel incredible. Now, if you would like to implement that exact system and see how it would work for you, go to my description. There's a link to my calendar. Book in a call. I will show you exactly how the system that I have implemented, the corporate athlete protocol for so many men, can apply to you, show you exactly how it's going to work for you, exactly how we're going to take you from where you are to where you want to get to, and we'll put that in place. Now, bear in mind, I'm only looking for people that are willing to take action on themselves. I don't care if you're scared. I don't care if you've never done anything like this before, you're not sure if it will work. All I care about is, are you coachable and are you willing to try something new? If you're not like this, please do not book a call. But if you are and you're tired of having the same results over and over and over again, then book in that call, and I look forward to talking to you.